to become a zombie? Okay, as we have just started the live stream, let me repeat the motion. So the motion reads, this house would kill its best friend when she or he is about to become a zombie. Is there any question regarding the motion? Calling once, calling twice. Final call. All right, so it now is 2 p.m. So you have 20 minutes to prepare yourself. So we'll begin the debate at 22 p.m. Okay, and don't forget to turn on your camera for all teams, so we can look at we can look at you on how to prepare yourself. Thank you. Good luck. Okay, check. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to the grand final of PR debate. And today we are having a Musa Agun A as government and Methodist B as the opposition team. And we are debating under a motion this house would kill its best friend when she or he is about to become a zombie. Okay, without further ado, let us welcome the Prime Minister of the government side of the house here. Uh, for the committee, can you please share your screen to for the timekeeper? Thank you.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Honorable the judge and our opponent side of the house. We're gonna talk about this today motion, and that is this house will kill its best friend when she or he is about to become a zombie. It's been like to be about to become a zombie, the judge. Because in the status quo, in at the middle of the apocalypse, where the virus has spread about the government, and it's mean like we are in the middle of the apocalypse, the judge, when there's no way to escape, like Sierra or even the Medin that has been has been invaded, or even the land, even the sky exists. So it means like we in the really in the middle of apocalypse. That this status quo today, the judge. Like there is no negotiation like the judge. So because that we really in the middle of apocalypse, the judge. So when we got see and when we just are gonna start around with our best friend and but then today we already catching up with it mean like me and our best friend has been catching up to the other survivor to the refugee settlement. But when you just have been sit at the refugee settlement, you just realize and you just realize that your best friend has been got infected by the zombie itself. Just so because of that, this motion is it's mean like we from the government team beside of house we gonna kill our best friend even though it's our best friend and we when she is become about to become a zombie, the judge. So move on. It's mean like so the limitation is mean like where is the humanity is still has hope to survive, the judge. If there is no hope, then why we just gonna survive it? So because of that, that we're gonna say that about this humanity is still has hope to survive. And even though it's where is the government are in the way to save us, there just because we have in the refugee settlement and still capable to save people that still alive in there, the judge. So move on to the definition. Is the first one is the zombie itself. What does it mean a zombie? Zombie it's mean like the human or the people that who got infected by the virus itself. That just it's like mean the virus it mean like it's gonna control their brain or even they gonna go to the madness. They didn't care about any people at all, the judge. And it could be harmful to us, to me, his or even his best friend, the judge. So because of that, we're gonna tell you about the question of best friend. It's been like a friend that who has been bonding for us for too long. The judge. It's been like we have still have worked together. It's mean like he is the best friend in the world, the judge. Okay, so move on. Who is the stakeholder in this today's motion, the judge? Okay, the first one is the best friend because the best friend is the one who about to become the zombie because he just got infected while we get around together. And the second one is the one who his best friend because he's the one who gonna take the opportunity to kill or even not to kill the judge. But because we are the government of the house, we're gonna tell you we gonna kill our best friend, the judge for the humanity itself. So because of that, the judge we need to go. I am the first speaker has told you about the stakeholder background definition. I'm gonna tell you about our goals about the government of the house and even our deals. The second speaker will tell you about how the mechanism we're gonna tell you to implement about this today motion itself and a little bit deeper to the explanation about this today motion itself and the summary battle. And the third speaker from our team will talk to you about the flashpoint conclusion and even summary battle, the judge. And of course, the reply will tell you about the second speaker from our government side of the house, the judge. Okay, first of all, why we want to kill our best friend? The first is we want to save ourselves, the judge. Why? Because we gotta say that because we already know that our friend just gonna about to become the zombie itself, the judge. So it's mean like before he gonna become a zombie, it's mean like to self it's mean like it's gonna harm to us or even the humanity itself, they're just so because of that the first one our goal is mean like we're gonna to save ourselves and even to to save the humanity itself, the judge, because we all know that it means like we just gonna get to the refugee settlement, the judge. And the second one is our goal is we want to kill our best friend when they are still human, the judge. What does that mean? What does that mean about they still human, the judge? From the motion itself, it's mean like when she or he, it's mean our best friend, is about to become a zombie. It's mean like they didn't go to the zombie fullness. So because of that, that we want to kill our best friend when they are still become a human, the judge. It's mean like they is not a monster. It means they is still a human, the judge. So first of all, the judge, if we could bring this motion clearly, then we already know who should win in this debate, the judge. So first of all, if we just gonna kill our best friend is about to become a zombie, it means that we gonna save ourselves, the judge. Because of why? Even though it's still our best friend, it's still gonna become a zombie. When you become a zombie, it's been like you cannot control anything you from even with us. You just not gonna say about anything yourself. You just gonna go madness. So because of that, dear judge, we gonna only know that we should want to kill our best friend itself, dear judge. So because of that, we want to statement about this apocalypse. It means like there is no cure to become about this zombie itself, dear judge. So it's mean like because of the figure statement that there is no cure yet to this to this motion itself, dear judge, to the zombie itself, dear judge. So because of that, how about we gonna make the decision while the cure even isn't exist yet, dear judge. So because of that, we should kill. So for the government side of the house, we're gonna kill our best friend, even though it's our best friend itself. When she about to become a zombie, first of all, we're gonna tell you about the mechanism. They're gonna say by the second speaker, a deep explanation about that, and we're just gonna close the case today, the judge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The Prime Minister of the Second House spent 5 minutes and 47 seconds. 5 minutes and 47 seconds. Before continue, I would like to remind every member of this finalist round to make sure that the only one speaking is only the speakers of each turn. So make sure that no one interferes. So yeah, make sure that this doesn't happen in the future. Okay, thank you. Now continuing, let's welcome the leader of opposition. Here.
Maaf Bang, sebentar ya untuk government Mas Arun kameranya tolong diarahin ya agar kelihatan semuanya.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I'm going to start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand that about this motion is that we are living in a world where there are no zombies, right? Like the government team already told you. We are living in a world where there are all zombies. There are all zombies around you, right? Where the government team also told you that we are living in the apocalyptic world where it means that humanity will no longer exist. It will be chaos all over the world where there are all zombies around you, right? So before I move on to my rebuttals and my argument, I need to state first that in this debate, the vulnerable actor that we are protecting is the individual itself, whether he or she will kill his best friend or not. So moving on to my rebuttals, I have 2 points of rebuttals towards the government team side of the house. The first statement that they make is that the friend, in the end, we know that your best friend will not survive. Yes, we agree that your friend will not alive. But in this motion, in today's debate, we need to prioritize because the situation is either you will kill it or not to kill it, even though in the end he or she will not survive. It is based on your self-action or decision if you want to kill it or not to kill it. Second point is that they say it is harmful, right? It is harmful towards ourselves if our friend have become a zombie, like we need to save ourselves, right? But we say no. Like I already stated to you before, we are living in an apocalyptic world, right? Where there are hundreds or even thousands of zombies around you. So we are saying that if we think logically, you are able to survive in an apocalyptic world where there are thousands of zombies. So we really think that it won't be a problem to save yourself from one zombies who are your best friend. So we are saying that it won't be a problem for you to survive from friend, it is also saying that you can also save yourself without killing him or her. So, and the second reason is that if in the government side of the house you decide to kill your friend, we are asking you, how can you still live without that person, right? Where you already live with them, where you already survive your whole life with them in this post-apocalyptic world, and you suddenly decide to kill him or her. It means that you will have less hope or to survive or to live. They also mention about the cure, where the cure is not there, right? But we will say that even if the cure is not there, even if there's no hope to cure your best friend, there you still have hope towards that person, because you know that they are still out there and you do not literally kill him. So the opposition team stance is really clear that we don't want to kill this our best friend who is about to turn into a zombie. Moving on to my argument, I have two set of argument. The first one is reason why don't we want to kill him or her who is about to turn into a zombie, and the second one is about the beneficial act in our side. So moving on to my first argument, right? In the status quo, in the current status quo, we need to understand that you literally don't have anyone left, right? When you are a single individual and you don't have anyone left, you need to understand that you are very desperate, right? You are very desperate. You are hopeless because you have no more family, no more relatives and others. You only have your best friend, right? You have been surviving your whole life, which means that there are only you and him left. So talking about in the principality terms, the first reason is that why we want to kill him is that we don't have the responsibility to do so, right? Two reasons why. The first one is that we are talking in a world where the world is full of zombies, right? So even though if you don't kill the person, that your best friend who is going to become a zombie won't cause any harm towards society, because we say that the society have already turned into zombies, all of them, right? You don't have to kill because the world is already filled with zombies. So it will mean that even if you don't kill it, it will have zero impact towards the society. Second reason, that even if that friend, we understand that there are many contexts where the friend wants to die, right? Where they want to die, they feel like they don't want to turn into zombie and they want to die, but right? But even if they want to die, it is not our choice. It is not our decision to kill them, right? Like if they want to kill themselves, like if they want to end their life, they can do it themselves, right? So the second reason why we think that we don't want to kill him is because it is the last chance of humanity inside this individual, right? When you are living in if you are living in an apocalyptic world where you need to survive among zombies, it means that you will always kill other zombies, right? In the normal human moral, it is not right for you to kill, but it is necessary for you to kill in this kind of world. So we say that the last humanity you have inside yourself is that because you care for your friend, right? You have someone you care about. That is the last reason why you still have your humanity. So moving on to my second argument is that in our side, if you don't decide to kill your friends, if you don't decide to kill him who is about to turn into a zombie, you will know that your friend is still alive out there, right? Where even if they're a zombie, you still know that they are alive out there. You won't, but in the government side of the house, if they decide to kill this person, it means that you will feel the guilt, right? You will still feel the guilt, even though they are almost turning into a zombie. You will still feel the guilt if you want to kill him. So in our side of the house, you won't feel this guilt because you don't kill this person with your hands, even though in the end they will still don't have a chance, right? So if you kill this person, it means that you are literally killing your only reason to live. Because I'm saying that the reason that someone wants to live in the apocalyptic world is that you still have someone you want to care about. Is that you still have someone you want to protect, right? So it is saying that if you kill this person, you won't have anything left. Like you don't have any hope to live. So this will end into a much more severe impact. Like you want to commit suicide and you don't want to pursue your life and others. So to conclude all of the reasons I have stated before, we say that the government team, the opposition team, don't want to kill your best friend, even if he or she wants to turn into a zombie, because the first reason is that we don't have the responsibility to do so, because it is literally a world with a lot of zombies, and that it is the last chance of humanity you have in him if you don't kill him. So that is all for my speech. Proud to propose. Oppose.
Okay, thank you. The leader opposition spent 7 minutes and 20 seconds. 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Now call upon the second speaker of the government side of the house, Give here.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right, beginning my speech in 3, 2, and 1. Honorable judges, honorable opposition side of the house, good noon and good evening. Before we jumping into further explanation, I would like to give you some sort of rebuttal that I got from the opposition side of the house. First thing first, we should know that we, as the government side of the house, our main concern in today's motion is that the risk that our best friend may bring when we decided not to kill them. Okay, we are in the middle of the apocalypse, where we know for a fact that we and our best friend have already survived this far, and then when we realize that they're about to become a zombie, what we are concerning about is not whether or not they become a zombie, but it is more like to the risk that they bring if we didn't end them right there. All right. Before we jump into my argument, I would like to give you some point of rebuttal. Firstly, the first speaker from the opposition side of the house has said that we are in the middle of a pandemic, we're in the middle of apocalypse, right? We're in the middle of an urgency situation where we are so desperate, we have no one else to live. We are desperate for attention. We are desperate for having another people to live with us, right? And then the opposition side of the house also mentioned that we have I know anyone left. We already said that us and our best friend. But we, as the government side of the house, we already mentioned before in our limitation and our background that in this situation we are not alone. We already catching up with the other survivor, and then we realized in this situation we realized that our best friend is about to become a zombie. And then the first speaker from the opposition side of the house mentioned something about we are desperate because we have no one left with us. What are you desperate for, actually? Yes, we already mentioned about the refugee and settlement. My first speaker already mentioned the refugee and the settlement. And then secondly, the first speaker from the opposition side of the house did mention something about desperate. While we, as the government side of the house, we would like to ask, what are you desperate for, actually? For love? A love from a zombie? You know for a fact that your friend is about to become a zombie, and yet you're still desperate to be with them? I don't understand. You've been through a lot of things with them. You've been through a lot of things to survive this far, and yet you still hesitate to kill them, which already believe that it means that you already decided your effort with your best friend to live. And then my last point of rebuttal, that we, as the government side of the house, we haven't heard the opposition side of the house main reason of why they uphold to save their best friend, which we know for a fact that they will already become, in the end, like the opposition side of the house has said before, in the end they will become a zombie. So we hope for the second speaker from the opposition side of the house will give us a big explanation of why saving up a zombie probably soon become a zombie, giving us any kind of benefit. I believe that the opposition side of the house is talking nonsense, because they keep wandering around and around, but they didn't give any big reasons or the biggest premise to today's motion. Finally, we jump into my argument. This house will kill its best friend when she or he is about to become a zombie. My first speaker has told you before about that we are in the middle of apocalypse. We're in the middle of an urgency situation where our marine are invaded and our land are invaded. And the only way to survive is by waiting for the help from the government, from the military. While we know for a fact that my first speaker has also told you that we already catching up with the other survivors in the settlement and the refugee. And then imagine in those settlement, we with the other refugee, when we realized that our best friend is about to become a zombie, but we didn't kill them, we know for a fact that we already risking the other life of the refugee in the settlement itself, where we know for a fact that we can save ourselves and we can save these people in the refugee in the settlement, but we choose to be egoistic in this middle of the apocalypse and choose to save our best friend, which we know for a fact that cannot be saved. And then here is our mechanism how we would kill our best friend. Early, Firstly, we would like to kill them without them knowing it. We would like to kill them when they are sleeping, so it will be not harmful for them. And we will kill them with the material that exists because we're in the middle of pandemics. Guns are not exist. Let's just say it exists. We're gonna use it to just bang them right away, and they will die in the place. But if we don't have them, we would like to use the material that exists to hit their vital spot so that they will die right in their place. Because honorable judges, I as a best friend, it is better for me to see my best friend die as a human, respectfully, rather than they are wandering around with the virus on their head, with the virus controlling their brain. It's better for me as a best friend to live, to see my best friend dying in peace as a human, rather than see them wandering around as zombies. That's why we wanted to kill them right away in the places. And then here we are more talking about the prevention. This is it's like we prevent the things before we cure it. All right. Let's just say that our best friend and I already survived from this apocalypse. Already survived from this apocalypse, and it is our duty as their best friend to prevent them to become the thing that they are trying to run away from this whole time. Like we know for a fact that we already tried to run away from zombie, and we tried to prevent them to become one so that they can die respectfully. And then here they judge, when your best friend turns out to be a zombie, here's two things on your mind. Here's two things on your mind, right? First is logic, and second is feelings. You have to pick, and you have to prioritize between the logic and feelings. You have to prioritize between saving your best friend, which you know for a fact that cannot be safe anymore. Be safe anymore. In the end, they're just gonna turn out into a wandering zombie. And then and then the second thing is logic, where you can take the will of your friend, take the will to live, take your effort this whole time to stay living and make your best friend proud. You guys are best friend after all. If you are happy, he's happy, she's happy. If you're alive, then obviously they will it will not be useless with them anymore. As their best friend, obviously it is better for me to see them resting in peace rather than that, honorable judges. And then we would like to say we would like to expect the opposition side of the house to bring the benefit of letting the friends live as a zombie. And if you're gonna live, we know for a fact that zombies tend to act very aggressive, right? Even though we tied them, even though we settle them in the places, even though we try to prevent them from doing bad things to us, you still know for a fact that they have an aggressive tend to act. They can't think anymore because their brain are controlled by the virus, right? And then what are you gonna do if you're not gonna kill them when they're about to become a zombie, honorable judges? You're gonna tie them around? You're gonna chain them? It's like you're treating your best friend as a pet because they're not anymore. They're not a human anymore. So what are you gonna do with this, honorable judges? We believe that as the government side of the house, we really proud to propose this motion because of the reason that I've been told to before. And then here we really uphold to save ourselves and not try to become egoistic. And this is also another light point: when our best friend is already killed in the settlement, when they are about to become a zombie, not yet a zombie, we can already help the other refugee that is in a settlement, at least, because one portion of resources in this kind of apocalypse are important. So with killing our best friend, it's been that we already saved a portion to other people. Could be a woman, could be a children, could be a people, or any of that. That's why we, as the government side of the house, we really proud to propose this motion, and that we would kill our best friend when they are about to become a zombie in this middle of pandemic apocalypse. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the speech. The speaker spent 7 minutes and 21 seconds. 7 minutes and 21 seconds. Now calling upon the second speaker of the opposition side of house. You're here.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I'm gonna start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Before I move to my argument, I'm gonna briefly clear up by giving my rebuttal. The first one, the second speaker of the government side contended that they are talking about catching up with other survivors, and no matter how many person you meet in the road, your best friend is the one who are the closest with you, right? And what the point of living for a stranger? Let's just imagine yourself as this individual. What you still living where your most important person, the most precious person in your life, is being killed by your own hands? No, right? And I'm gonna give my second rebuttal. They stated that we don't have any benefit for these cases, so there is no guarantee that the person will keep alive, right? So at the end of the day, our side provide you a hope for this individual itself. They're gonna have the hope for keep living, even though this world is gonna destroy, but they still have their best right in their side. So they still have the chase, they still have the hope, right? I'm gonna move to my impact and what will happen if we apply the opposition proposal and what will happen if we apply the government proposal. I'm gonna start from the opposition proposal first. What will happen? Let's just imagine what happened if we kill if we kill our own best friend, who is the one who survived with us in the world where there is no humanity anymore, right? So and we can just think logically that she or he is the biggest possibility that we still alive, right? So we still alive in this situation. So in our side, the person will keep living up, and this is the only hope that he will keep living up in this situation of the world is gonna destroy, right? And I'm gonna move to what will happen if we apply the government proposal. The first one, we can just point out that there is no benefit if we kill our best friend, right? Because we need to pursue our life, because the life is still going on if your best friend is killed, right? So what will happen if we don't have our best friend in our side? We don't have anyone to rely on. We don't have the hope to being alive in the world that is almost be destroyed by the zombie, right? So okay, let's just think if our best friend that in our side is the one who is the most precious, the most important in our life, and when you be the biggest reason a reason why your best friend is can survive in this situation. So the government side, it means you absolutely have no hope for you, right? Your best friend is died, you don't have any hope, you don't have any, and you can guarantee you still gonna be alive in this situation, right? So at the end of the day, oh no, I'm gonna move to why this person will keep alive on our side. Okay, you know, if your friend is alive in a situation, even as a zombie, so the hope is there, and maybe the hope in the someday is in the future is there. So the hope will become the biggest reason to pursue your life, because the life is going on, right? So at the end of the day, our side provide you a more realistic argument that can related how human psychology work. And in this case, you doesn't have any other people you have to protect, right? The vulnerable actor here is your best friend, not the zombie. And you will not just thinking that you have to protect the zombie or the zombie community, right? So that's why to sum up everything that has been stated so far, we think our side provide you a better argument, a better realistic way how the situation is gonna work for we and for the best friend, right? So no one is being killed in here because we think that each other is we have to be considerate for each other life, right? Because your best friend is the main reason why you're still here, and they're gonna be the biggest possibility why you're still here. So we as the individual has to be considerate about what will we do, and that will not cause a lot of bad impact to our life in the future. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The second speaker will be Reset of Houseman, 4 minutes and 26 seconds. 4 minutes and 26 seconds. Now calling upon the third speaker of the government side of house here.
Okay. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Okay, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am as the third speaker from the government side of the house. I'm going to give you the conclusion, the clash point of this debate. But firstly, I'm going to give the rebuttal from what the first and second speaker from the opposition side of the house has said before. Okay, firstly, here, they say that they still wanted to keep their best friends while they are not becoming a zombie. But here, your judge, we have no things. We got no things in keeping our best friends. Like there's still a reason, they still have no reason why they want to keep their best friends. They still give us no reasons. And here they judge. They also say that human will be desperate. Human will be desperate for some things, for love, for someone to accompany them. But here you judge, we can see that when you already becoming in these situations, what are you desperate for? Are you desperate for a love from a zombie? That's not make sense, dear judge. And also here, our first speaker has told us that human still have hope to live, and their military are on its way to save us. But still, they are telling us that in the middle of the apocalypse, there are no hope. While our first speaker has told you that we still have hope to live as humans, and the military are on its way to save us. Okay, dear judge. Here, the situation is urgent. This is an urgent situation where humans are in an apocalypse. So if we kill our best friends while they are about to become a zombie, that means we are prevention. This is a prevention to save the humanity. Why I said that it is the prevention to save the humanity? Because our first speaker has told you that we are in a refugee settlement. So if we could kill our best friend while they are still a human, that means we already give them a chance to live, right? And it's like we are refreshing other survivors' hope to live when we are helping our best friends when they are about to become a zombie. And here, you judge, we respectfully want them to die as a human. Why I say like that? Because we are a best friend. Of course, we are already through so many journey with them. Like we are already running away from the zombie, and we are already trying to save ourselves. We are already trying to save me and my best friend. And when my best friend is at the end of his journey, he is get bitten by a zombie and get infected by a zombie. And of course, I don't want him to die as monsters. I want him to die as a human, where we are still human. I just want to die as a human because that is what we are. We are already for all of this time we are already running from the zombie itself, judge. And we are born as a human. Why do we want to die as monsters? Of course, we gotta die as one too. We gotta die as humans, not as a monster, judge. Okay, also, in these cases, in the situation, you have to pick between how your feelings or how is your logic. Okay, here we have to prioritize our logic and common sense rather than feelings, judge. Why I said like that? Because if we could kill our best friend when she is about to become a zombie, that means that we could save the humanity, the rest of the humanity that is in our refugee settlement, so that we can still prevent the other survivors to become a zombie. And also, okay, also, dear judge, here, in these kinds of situations, human tends to act independent when they are in an urgent situation. That is natural. Without anyone, your ego would stay living. Your ego to stay live will push you to survive. That's it, judge. So when you are in these kinds of situations, you have an ego to kill your best friends, so that you can still respect them as a human, and also you want to survive, of course. And if you let your best friend's life, it just shows just a short-term benefits for yourself. I'm sorry, no, thank you. And if you let your best friend life, then it will only become a short-term benefits for yourself. It will just because a short-term feelings, right? Am I right? Yes, of course. And it is like you're not following your best friend's effort to live if you are letting them die as monsters, because they really wanted to die as a human. Of course, they're gonna become zombie anyways. Do something useful in order to respect them. Oh god. And then also, if we okay, and so that's why this house would would kill its best friends when she is about to become a zombie. So that's all our argument. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The speaker spends 5 minutes and 37 seconds. 5 minutes and 37 seconds. Now call upon the third speaker of the opposition side of the House. Here.
Test. Firstly, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. And for my POI preference, you can just simply unmute yourself, but don't do it excessively because it will interrupt my speech. Wait. And I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Now, panelists, I'm perfectly convinced that the government sides believe that the only chance for this individual to survive is by killing their best friend. But our side, we provide you that the only reason that this person can die is not only just because their zombie best friend, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we, as the government side of this House, we told you that we have no benefit by killing this best friend. Like, we don't have the responsibility to do so, because in apocalypse world, the world is full of zombie. You don't have the responsibility to kill your best friend. At the end of the day, what will happen if we apply government side of cases? When you kill your best friend, there is no one thanking you for killing your best friend. But at the end, what left in your heart, left in yourself, is a regret that you kill your only best friend, your precious best friend, and the memory will last long. And the other side of this House, I disagree with them that they are saying that they want this individual to see their best friend die in peace. But they are wishful that this person, this individual who already killed their best friend, that like the most precious person that help them gone through the apocalypse world, will still keep alive after I killed my own best friend with my own hand, ladies and gentlemen. At the end, the government side of this House didn't even give us a proper reason on why this person, at the end of the day, after they kill their best friend, they will keep pursuing their life. Okay, they talk to us about, yes, they already catch up to another survivor. But ladies and gentlemen, understand, my first speaker already clearly stated to you on how a human psychology works. Why from the very first time in apocalypse world, you want to keep living, ladies and gentlemen, because you have hope. You have someone you want to protect. You have someone you want to take care of. But this person is your best friend. After your best friend become a zombie and you kill it, will there still a hope for you to keep alive? Like, they did not even give us that. They didn't even tell us why on their side the hope is still there. Meanwhile, our side, we provide to you with our mechanism. At the end of the day, even though our best friend is living out there as a zombie, we have the hope to keep pursuing our life. Because in this debate, what we need to prioritize is the vulnerable actor, which is the individual that are still living. Because at the end of the day, we should not prioritize the best friend zombie best friend, because at the end of the day, they are already changing into zombie. And here the government side of this House told us that if their best friend will not want to die as a zombie, they want to die as a human. But ladies and gentlemen, my first speaker clearly told you, even though this person, this best friend want to die, we did not have the responsibility to kill them, because from the very first time, the situation that our best friend is in is mostly decided by our best friend. So if you, in this debate, we are talking about the human, this is about to become a zombie. If you really want to die as is that best friend really want to die, the best friend can just simply kill their self kayak gitu. That's it. And what will happen if we are the person who killed our best friend? You will no longer have hope. You will regret the feeling that you are no longer have the humanity side in your life. You are not yes, understand that in the apocalypse world, you have to survive by killing other people, but that people is some stranger to you. That people that you have killed is stranger to you. Such, it's the same as the government side stated about the catch-up survivor. But ladies and gentlemen, from the very first time, the survivor will not give the big impact towards the hope of living for this individual to keep pursuing their life. Because in our status quo, we can say that this individuals only reason to keep alive is because their best friend is with them. It's because the best friend is with them when they fight the zombie, when they kill the zombie. But at the same time, when you kill your best friend by your own hands just because you want to save yourself, what will happen? You will feel you will hate your own self, because that's it, the reality. We are not talking so wishful like the government, like, oh, okay, I will kill them to save ourselves, and then I will pursue my life with another survival. No, it's not that easy, ladies and gentlemen. Understand that we are talking about human psychology who is extremely desperate in an apocalypse world. That's why our side is more realistic. Now, here, we talk to you on how I believe that both sides agree on how we want this individual to keep living at the end of the day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, understand that we as a human, let's just simply think ourselves as a human who survived the apocalypse with your best friend, like your closest friend. You have no family, your mother and father is already dead, and you have this one person literally going through 1 year surviving the zombie with you. Yes, the government side of the house can say, yeah, human is independent. So at the end, when they kill their friend, they will become independent. But understand, in the status quo, it's not that easy. Human psychology is not that easy. You already gone through so many things, have gone through so many mental breakdown with this person. Like literally, the person is the only one who listen to your cry, listen to your sadness, listen to your emotion, and try to embrace your sadness. At the end of the day, it will not that easy for you to be able to kill this person. Now, here we are talking about the impact at the end of the day. What the government side of this house has brought out, that the impact is that we will survive. Like, yes, we will survive, but our side, we provide you so many ways. Like, you, by killing your best friend, it doesn't mean you are guaranteed that you will survive at the end of the day. That's why our side believe that rather than we focusing on that, we should focus on the main priority on how to keep the hope inside this individual to keep pursuing their life at the end of the day. Because in our side, even though our friend is longing out there as a zombie, but we have the hope, we have the mind, we have the perspective, we have the mindset that our best friend is still living outside there, and somehow we still have the hope on somehow suddenly the cure appear. Even though the cure will not appear at the end of the day, we already have the hope to keep this person living, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, the government side of this house is only talking about wishful thinking that this individual will keep on living, not based on the realistic on how human psychology works. That's why our side, we provide you hope, we provide you why is it okay for us to do so? Why? Because there is no responsibility, of course, from the very first time. I've already explained that to you, and because of that, I believe that the opposition side deserve the winning of today's debate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the speech. The speaker spent 7 minutes and 26 seconds. 7 minutes and 26 seconds. Now to close the case of the opposition side of house, let us welcome the reply speaker. Here.
So I was the first speaker of the opposition side of the house, and now I'm going to be the reply speaker also. So I'm starting my reply speech in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, as I and my third speaker already told you about the reasons where the government side of the house, they stated that killing your best friend is the only way for you to survive, right? But we say that our team, me and my third speaker, already told you that no, even if you kill your friend, there is no guarantee for you to survive, right? Because there are still many zombies. Like when we are talking in an apocalyptic world, it means that it's not only your friends who is a zombie. So like killing your friends will not necessarily guarantee your hope of survival, because there are still many zombies out there, right? So now, they also told you that even if your friend wants to die as a human, right? Where your friend wished to die as a human, but I and my third speaker also clearly stated to you that if they want to die as a human, it is not our decision. It is not our it is not our choice to make to kill this person, right? Like if they want to die, as human, they can literally kill themselves. Like I already told you, we don't have the responsibility to kill your best friend. So in our side, we also provide you about why not killing this friend is also very beneficial, right? Like we give you many reasons for this. The government team of the government side, in the other hand, stated to you that you will still have hope with other survivor, right? But notice that my third speaker already told you that we are talking about human psychology, right? So it is not that easy. If you just kill your best friend, then you are able to move on with a random survivor, with a random stranger that you have just met. When we are talking about human psychology, it is not that easy to move on, right? Especially if that person is your best friend. So in our side, we already provide you the reason to not kill this friend. Like it will give us hope. It will give us a more hope to keep on living in the near future. And we also provide you the reason, the impactful reason to why we shouldn't kill this kind of person that will that if you kill them, it will result to suicide and others. So like in the opposition side of the house, in the other case, they will like all of their statement about killing your friend will guarantee survival. It will not work, right? Like I already stated to you before, and that you will still have hope with survival. With other survivor will still not work as well, because we are talking about human psychology where it is not that easy. For all of the reason, the opposition team claimed victory for this debate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the speech. The reply speaker spent 2 minutes and 54 seconds, 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Now to close the debate, let us call upon the reply speaker of the government side of the House give here.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Beginning my speech in 3, 2, 1. Honorable judges, honorable opposition side of the House, honorable government side of the House. Today I am standing it in this beautiful evening. I would like to speak as the observer of today's motion. I will compare to you what's happened on both theme and what both theme has give us. And then firstly, I as the observer, I thought that the government side of the House bring a more structural mechanism, while the opposition side of the House didn't give a clear mechanism, or they didn't even rebuttal the mechanism that the government side of the House bring. They should at least rebuttal what the mechanism that were stated by the government side of the House, or at least give a better solution that were provided by the government side of the House. And they should have provided a solution of how or where are they going to keep their soon-to-be zombie best friend in this middle of this urgent situation. And then secondly, my second point of replay is that I like to compare both teams' reasons. The government side of the House has given a very strong reason of why they wanted to kill their best friend when they are about to become a zombie, which is they already said that the reason of why they want to kill their best friend when he's about to become a zombie, it's because they want their best friend to live in peace as a human, and then they also want to risk their own life because they're already surviving this far, and that they don't want to make their effort useless. And then thirdly, the government side of the House give more logical assertion. They give us more logical reasons that we can accept it. And then fourthly, the government did play the role as a best friend. They do say that their role as a best friend, how are they going to kill their best friend? How is it, how they would kill them without make it painful and all of that. And then secondly, the opposition side of the House keep wandering around in the individual point when they said that when you are individual, it's hard for you to live without your company, without your best friend company. Well, this point has been tackled down by the government side of the House by saying that if you are an individual, you will have an ego to living, and that this ego to live will push you to stay living in this world, and it will push you to survive. And then another point of replying, the opposition side of the House did mention that their point are more realistic. No, there are nothing such as realistic in today's motion, but close to reality. We can say that it is close to reality because the apocalypse that we're talking about in this motion is very, very similar to the pandemic that was happening in our current status quo. And then their opposition side of the House biggest premise is that how it's hard for them to survive without their best friend. They also said that there is no guarantee for you to survive without your best friend. Yeah, sure, there is no guarantee for you to survive without your best friend. There is no guarantee in debate. That's why we're talking about it. That's why we're debating about it. Because we want to see which is best and which is not. Which method is the best for us to stay living. And then the government side of the House biggest premise, and then this point has been tackled out by the government side of the House that yes, they will not, they probably won't even survive without their best friend, but at least it will reduce the risk that will be given by the best friend themselves if they let their best friend live. That's why that's why I, as the observer, I believe that the government side of the house is more apprehended in the cases, and the victory point shall go to the government side of the house. Thank you.
Really.
Okay, thank you. The reply speaker spends 2 minutes and 58 seconds. 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Okay, so that is all. Thank you, Ivan, for the wonderful debate. Okay. As this is a silent round, of course, so the further announcement will be informed by the committee. If I'm not mistaken, it will be announced during the closing ceremony, no? Ya, panitia. Pengumumannya nanti closing ceremony.
Sorry, Judge, may you repeat?
Okay, I'm asking about the announcement. It will be at the closing ceremony, right?
Yes, the announcement will be in the Sunday.
All right. So as the committee stated, so the assist is silent round. So we will begin deliberating, and the result you just need to stay tuned until the closing ceremony on Sunday. Further information will be informed by the committee via the group chats. Okay. So yeah, thank you for the wonderful debate, and good luck for the future, everyone. Thank you.
So for all the participants, for the announcement of the debate competition will be announced at the Sunday at the closing ceremony of Pekan Ilmiah Akuntansi. Thank you. Thank you for participating on PIA, and see you on the next PIA.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.